Welcome back to my channel. This is Lifestyle Aesthetics, where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. So, as you see in the intro, we're going to do a fun little gym vlog around New York City where we're doing the anterior split, posterior split, and then leg split. So, for me personally, since I have a little bit more free time during the summer, I like to change up my splits. So, yeah, usually I do chest, arms, back, and shoulders and legs, but today we're going to do the muscles in the front for the upper body. So, the first exercise that I like to do is shoulder press or overhead pressing movements because I want to focus more on shoulder development. So it would be like your front shoulders, the lateral shoulders, the chest, bicep, and forearm. That would be anterior split for upper body. Just the movements of the muscle groups in the upper body that are in the front. So of course we always do reverse pyramid training. Just 2 sets works magic for me because it's more about the intensity rather than the reps. Okay, make sure you're using the weight that you're able to control. And then pushing past failure, since we're using machines, we're going to be stable and safe. So after we do shoulder press, we're going to do the incline press machine. This is a personal record for me since I was struggling to go all the way up. But then as you see here, I'm still controlling the weight. I'm not going too fast. I'm trying to go down slow on the negative and then pushing with some explosiveness on the way on top. And the gyms we're using today is called Temple Fitness. So kind of like a luxury boutique gym. The vibe is really cool. The environment, people are working out. Nobody really bothers you. They have nice machines that you don't really see quite often. So recommend you guys checking this out if you guys are in the New York area. So after we do the incline press, then we're gonna focus on pre-trick bicep curl machine. So one thing to note, not all bicep curl machines on a preacher like version is not created equal. The range of motion here, I feel like it's odd. Even changing the seat it doesn't feel like I'm getting a full range of motion. In the other gym in Hell's Kitchen, that location, that preacher curl is quite it's much more better for me in my opinion. However, you're still activating the biceps here. So this is like the machines that you have with the stack, okay, with a little pin to just adjust the weight. So, we are still hitting some good biceps. I feel like they're getting much more developed. My arms are getting bigger here, so still something that I'm keeping track of, making sure that I'm progressing with the weight, just getting stronger overall in general, pushing to failure as best as I can while maintaining at least 80% good form. And then finally, the incline flight machine was free. So the difference with this one and the regular pec fly is that you don't really get that much full range of motion for an incline fly. You can't really adjust, at least for these machines, you can't adjust how far of a stretch you can go. However, it's still good in my opinion. It focuses more on the upper chest, but you still get that activation for the middle part of the chest, which I like. And I enjoy this machine a lot. And I take advantage of trying to use this machine as often as I can since it develops my chest nice. It's getting more armor plated look. The fat is dropping, so all you really need for chest development after I've been doing a lot of weighted dips is an incline pressing movement and a chest fly movement. Of course, with the pec deck fly, you're able to adjust more. I like to do it more of a deeper stretch. Of course, with the weight that I'll be able to control to get some stronger pecs. And then we're doing some lateral raises. So I've increased it to 40 pounds. Yes, I am swinging, but I feel like forcing myself to get stronger in general will help me get some denser muscles. I'm able to focus more on the full range of motion here, going up, leading with my elbows, turning the wrist just slightly. And then we're doing some reverse curls here, 50 pounds. I feel like my forearms are getting stronger and thicker there. As you see, the top part of the forearm is getting nice and developed. Okay, I've never really had forearms this thick before in my life, so this is nice movement that you should add. Of course, hammer curls do develop your forearms, but reverse curls are also the way to go. Adding that to your routine help you develop some nice, strong, thick forearms, okay? And then after that, we finish. We do a 30-minute incline walk, 30 35 minutes. I aim personally to burn off 500 calories. and then the posterior day. So I'm focusing more on upper back. So this bench kind of sucks because I'm short and I'm not really comfortable here in this position. So we're going to switch the benches. However, same thing. You are doing a wide grip row to target the upper back traps, a little bit of the posterior deltoids, and then you are supersetting it with the same exact weight with some reverse flies, and your posterior deltoids will definitely blow up if you add this into your routine. Okay, just dumbbells, putting the weights under your legs, wide grip row, your upper back is going to blow up. And then since I have some nice back thickness, I feel like having a wide grip variation for a row to get my back a little bit more wider will be added into my arsenal of movements. So a nice little lat pull down with a wide grip row. And the strategy that I like to use here is that I do lean a little bit back, but let the weight carry me forward. And I feel that nice deep stretch on my lats. And as you could see, okay, my V taper is getting there. It's getting there. I'm proud of it. As long as I keep cutting more fat, that V taper is going to show. Okay, the goal is to get as lean as humanly possible. Of course, still keeping up a diet that you're comfortable with, something that's actually maintainable and enjoyable doing. Okay, especially with the movements. As you get stronger, as you get lean, you're gonna look sharper. So I made the mistake of doing a one-handed reverse grip lat pull down. Of course, this does work your lower back. However, the stretch isn't that great as opposed to doing a regular straight bar. But I wanted to do something different, and I'm taking my time here with the way that I'm controlling to develop my back. And as you see, my lats are there, my upper back. Okay, it's all nicely put together. And of course, in each video, as you know, I give my credit to doing weighted pull-ups. So if you're able to, after you drop down some weight, practice first doing some assisted pull-ups if you can't do regular pull-ups by yourself. And then once you get strong enough, I would definitely recommend buying like a little chain belt, put some plates on it. So I started with 5 pounds and 10 pounds, doing a grip that you're comfortable with, get stronger on that weighted pull up, and your back is going to blow up as well as your biceps and forearms. But with this controlled variation of a lat pull down reverse grip, I do feel the tension in my lower back. So this is good. If the cable was a little bit higher, perhaps I would have gone better with a deeper stretch on the way on the top. But same thing. Also adding Romanian deadlift for your spinal erectus. That also works out the lower part of the back. So make sure you have that in your routine. So when I do single-handed like workouts, I like to start with my left arm. So for me, my left arm is my weaker arm. So starting off with the left first and then doing it with the right, since that's more my dominant side, is the way I like to do it. So let's say we have a bicep curl machine. I would start with the left first, my weakest side, and then I would work with the dominant side afterwards. So that way, make sure that I fix my muscle imbalances to the best of my ability. And yeah, we would just get stronger over time. So time is going to pass anyway. So you might as well start with a light jog if you're trying to lose weight in the morning. Eat your fruits, your proteins, right? If you can't eat meat for in your diet, finding ways to just having protein into your diet just helps you just get a nicer physique. And then you can work out at home, you do basic like push-ups and pull-ups, all that stuff. And then when you're comfortable, you can start off with the gym. So here we're doing some weighted dips. I haven't done them in a while. I feel like my lower pec has some good development, even with the body fat that I have. But I want it more to focus on triceps. So I want to get a little bit bigger triceps. Yes, they're decent as they are now, but just having some muscle memory, making sure I maintain my overall physique and my strength when I do my weighted pull-ups, weighted dips. I want to make sure that I do them every so often, so that way I don't lose that strength. So you don't really have to do a weighted dip. This is like an extra movement I personally want to do since I want to get more thick triceps. So weighted dips, of course, they work the lower pec, the shoulders, but doing this movement helps me to just get stronger triceps overall. So notice how I'm doing a hammer grip type of version. In general, this is what happens when you do a weighted dip. So when I do my tricep movements, it's gonna do an underhanded grip. So my strategy to make sure that I hit my heads of my triceps is that I do it at different variations. So reverse grip, hammer grip, and then like a pronated grip. And as you see here, my triceps are nice and thick. That's because I try to train and be mindful of the different hand placements. For my triceps, yes, certain exercises might hit the triceps more. You're gonna feel it more depending on which hand placement you do it. But for me, I just want to keep an overall balanced look. So uh, even if it's probably redundant, okay. I feel like for me personally, just different hand placements for triceps will, affect my growth. And as you see here, when I'm pulling the weight, reverse grip, the lighting might be somewhat too shiny, but my triceps are blowing up. Okay, so of course that's still thanks to the way the dips, but my triceps are nice and thick. They're nice and strong. They fill up my sleeves overall. So if it works for me, it works. For you, it might be different. I would definitely tell you to experiment different hand placement movements. So yeah, and then we're doing the hack squat here. So I like to keep in mind, okay, that when I do like a leg pressing movement, I try to keep that bottom stretch and pausing it and holding it there. So a leg day is quite simple, 5 to 6 movements. Of course, you still include traps. So you have a leg pressing movement, a leg hip hinge movement, an isolation for your calves and quadriceps. That's pretty much all you need. So, to the best of my ability and as best as humanly possible, I'm trying to keep that bottom pause there. Sometimes I am pushing the weight a little bit too fast, but if I hold that bottom stretch, that bottom pause there, I feel like I'm getting stronger overall. My glutes and quadriceps are blowing up. So, if I get stronger in the leg pressing movement, and then doing a leg extension, so a quadricep isolation, my thighs are gonna blow up. And I'm trying to focus on the details. So as you notice here, I am letting the weight carry my legs back. So I'm trying to be more mindful of the full range of motion overall. So letting the weight carry me all the way back till I hear the loud clank of the weight stack hitting the machine. That means it's time to just keep pushing, okay? And as you notice, nice and slow and controlled here. Um, when you're starting out, okay, please make sure that you are safe. Don't ego lift, all right? Make sure that you're controlling the weight. You don't really have to hold it, so people sometimes annoy me when they tell me to hold the weight at the top. You don't always have to do that, okay? Depends on how you are with your knees, but it's more important to go all the way up and then letting the weight carry your legs back forward and having that nice bottom stretch so you get that detailing of your quadriceps. Of course, dropping in body fat also helps to expose the definition of your muscles. Okay, so here I'm just doing a little drop set, and then we're doing some main and deadlift here. So uh still feeling kind of, a little, my calf a little bit still healing, so I'm just want to be careful with it. So just doing 4 reps here. So I have 2 plates of 45 with a 10. I'm trying to increase the weight here, but I'm just feel like I rather focus on the intensity here. So 4 reps. When I decrease the weight, just 4 reps overall is what you need. So 6 to 8 is the go-to. But as long as you keep the intensity high, and I'm trying to be safe with it, still good to go. And then of course trap shrugs, regular thing. So after the remaining deadlift, since I'm already there, my traps is what I want to target. I feel like they're adding more slope towards my neck and my shoulders is helping my upper back look. So if you work on your shrugs, you have your wide grip row, reverse flies, that upper portion of your back is going to blow up and the detailing is going to be nice. And then, of course, my calf extension, can't forget that. So I've been doing this a long time. So this machine, I've been using this since October. I feel like my calves are getting stronger, but I'm not quite sure about the shape itself. But this is what they look like. And this is what you should be doing when you do some sort of calf extension movement. You see the bottom stretch, top stretch. I feel like I only get that with this machine. Other calf extensions, I don't really get that. The seated one, you feel the bottom stretch, but not on the top one. So it's, or vice versa. I don't really use them, so I don't remember, but I don't feel it that much on the seated calf raise. So just, it's hard. Okay, the machines are hard. So if you don't have that machine, I would definitely recommend sitting in like a platform with the weight that you're able to control. So that way you have that height to go up and down. And then we got the leg curl here for hamstrings and calves. As you notice, I'm going slow. I'm not really holding that bottom stretch, but on the way back up, I'm trying to do my best to go slow. Um, Also experiment with the different levels of the height in the leg curl, so that way you get a nice range of motion. Your hamstrings are also important. Do not forget to work them out. Okay, just because you do like a Romanian deadlift doesn't always mean you're getting it extra. So maybe this might be extra credit for some of us, but for me, I try my best. Okay, there are days I might be lazy, but if I'm able to force myself to do these leg curls. And they're good. They're good overall for some posterior leg development. And then after I do my leg curls, I just finishes off here. Just doing a little bit extra reps, decreasing the weights. That's pretty much it. So thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up and see you guys in the next gym vlog.